It's Song Talk Radio.
Welcome to Song Talk Radio, the show with songwriters talking to other songwriters about the craft of songwriting. We share tips, tools, and techniques, and together we all become better at writing songs. Dialing in from our headquarters in Toronto, I'm Neil Modi, and with me my co-host Phil Emery. How you doing, Phil?
Calling in from St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm sick of winter. I've had enough, and so I'd like it to end now, and just get back any kind of deposit, and we'd be fine with that. So,
what did the local groundhog in your neck of the woods say last week?
I don't think they have a groundhog. I think they have a moose.
Okay.
Probably.
Did the moose see its shadow? I don't know. Is that the way it works for moose?
I have heard apparently the moose here are quite dumb because they're kind of inbred.
What?
So
what?
Well, because they were brought over for hunting and they only brought over a few, and apparently they're inbred, so they're not very bright. So they do actually just kind of wander onto highways and stare at cars as they come onto them. And they're also huge, so they're very dangerous. But
Wow, dumb and dangerous. It sounds like a Hollywood movie.
Dumb and dangerous. That's true. Anyways, I'm doing okay. Other than that,
Great.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm sure winter's not over yet. But
shall not be.
Okay, and okay. So everyone else, yes, please send in your comments, questions. Your dumb moose. I don't know. To Song Talk Radio on Facebook or Instagram, Song Talk or feedback at songtalk.ca for the email, and we'll share your thoughts on the show. And please visit songtalk.ca to see the show post for this episode, to find links to resources we mention, and to download lyric and chord sheets to follow along with the songs that we feature. Tonight, we're very pleased to welcome pop singer and songwriter Emma Kay to the show. How you doing, Emma?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. Great to see you. We met a little while ago at the Function Bar open mic, which is, for those of our listeners in Toronto, it was a great open mic. Happens on Tuesdays and Sundays, close to Yonge and Eglinton. Fantastic little open jams and all sorts of things going on. It's really cool. All right. Before we get to Emma's great stuff, just a little announcement about the Juno nominations here in Canada for listeners who are not in Canada. It's the Canadian Grammys. Hey, Phil, more or less.
Like the Grammys, except politer.
Except politer. Less screaming.
Fewer guns.
Fewer guns. And we're, of course, we're nice to see a couple of names that we are familiar with, previous guests of the podcast who have been nominated. Jazz Album of the Year is nominated. Shuffle Demons are nominated for Jazz Album of the Year. Of course, we had lead Shuffle Demon Richard Underhill on the podcast quite a while back, but still,
yeah,
he was a guy. And a familiar name on the Juno circuit, Kirk Diamond, who was a guest a few years ago, reggae artist. He's been nominated for Reggae Recording of the Year for Dia. So congratulations to Shuffle Demons and Kirk Diamond. Nice to see you guys on the nomination list, and good luck at the Junos coming up at the end of March this year.
Yeah, there's been a few guests that have been on the Junos, I think, over the years.
Yeah, it seems to happen every year. I always take a look through and see who's been on the show, and it's that Song Talk Radio bump. Yeah, come on the podcast, and next thing you know,
you become famous
for Junos.
That's true.
Never fails.
Guaranteed. Warning, not a guarantee.
Not really a guarantee.
Promotional only.
Okay, just do the math. We had 2 names on our list this year, and how many episodes and guests have we had?
well, Neil, if you're going to start doing math, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, the math just doesn't work out. Okay, on to the main event. Emma Kay is a pop singer originally from Penhold, Alberta. She grew up as a dancer, trained in a professional ballet school, and went on to become a professional dancer. Emma's love of dance and music started from a very young age. By 5-year-olds, she was already taking piano lessons and making up dances to her favorite songs with all her friends. As Emma was dancing, she also started getting into choreography, and from there, she rediscovered her love for music and writing music. Emma loves to continue her 2 biggest loves, choreography and music, into one. Her first single, Higher, was released on January 23rd. Emma hopes to continue to write music and choreography that is truly unique to her, in that she hopes to inspire others to be their own true, unique selves. Tonight, we'll be talking to Emma about her song Higher. And be sure to download the lyric sheet on the show post at songtalk.ca to follow along. Let's hit it, Phil. Very cool.
What is so cool is you have your pre-chorus and you end it on the pre-chorus, which I don't think I've ever seen anyone do before.
Mm-hmm.
You've gone mad.
That is true. I did do that.
And then the pre-chorus has the title.
Yes, the pre-chorus is also the title.
The chorus does not have the title at all.
No. Like it says so high, but it doesn't actually say higher in the chorus.
Yeah.
So what was the process of writing this song? Did you start off with like with a bass line or?
That's actually interesting. I actually started with the drums for this song. And the idea that I wanted to play with was like from Billie Jean, like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. I was like, I love that drum pattern. And I want to do something kind of similar. And then from there, I did do the bass, and then I added like the kind of pads, like the synths and all the other instruments. And then I actually wrote the pre-chorus first, and that was to be the chorus. And then just as the song was developing, it changed because I felt like the other part that I wrote worked better as the chorus. So I kind of switched it around. And then the pre-chorus became, because it just sounded like it was leading to something.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. It has a lot of tension in the pre-chorus.
Exactly.
So what's the part that's the chorus now, which is the resolution and the catchiest part of the song, arguably? That was originally a verse, or what was it? What was it originally?
Originally, I had the part like the "I want to take you to the sky," like that was just the chorus, and then I wrote the chorus, verses. Right. And then I just had that other melody like kind of in my head, and I was like, let me just see what happens there. And so I kind of recorded it in, and I was like, I feel like this is the chorus. Like, I don't know. So then I switched it around, and then immediately I was like, yeah, I like that way better. And that also happened to me with the bridge of the song as well, because I was writing that for the chorus originally. And then I was like, what if that one came after? So it was all like, it was completely different arrangement of the song beginning than what it is now. But yeah, I originally just had those verses and then that part as the chorus. And then I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. But then I was like, no, I need to switch it. Like I switched the instruments and switched everything so that it would be different.
Right. Yeah, that's actually really instructional to songwriters, because I've had this happen maybe once or twice over the years at our meetup group, where I bring in a song and other members start like rearranging the sections and going, hey, this would actually make a better bridge. This part would actually make a better chorus. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. And kind of flip it around and try and fiddle with the melodies to make it work or whatever. But sometimes it's a good exercise just to sit down with your song and not be so precious about your first draft, of course, right? As we've said many times, but be able to just like rearrange sections and see what happens, and maybe you end up with something that's much more, because in some ways this song is like, it's almost like it's very songwriting 101, like all the pieces kind of fit, right? Like the melodies in the verse are lower, in the chorus you kick it up. The tension points are in the pre-chorus. There's a lot more space in the verse and pre-chorus as well. The chorus tends to be a little bit more dense in terms of the vocal delivery, right? It's like all those things that mix together that just make the structure of the song very, very clear.
The pre-chorus is very, very pre-chorusy.
It is.
You know, like it's not like it's as you say, it's like it's so clear. It's almost like a textbook example of, okay, this is what a pre-chorus it is. It kind of does lead up to something. It's building up the tension before it hits the chorus. Now think this is right. So I don't think the tonal center of the bass line changes. Is it basically the same all the way through?
Yeah. It changes in the pre-chorus, and then it goes.
The pre is definitely different.
Yeah, in the pre.
So the chorus. So the chorus chords are the same as the verse chords.
Yes, the chorus.
Okay,
well, especially for the bass, it's the same in the verse and the chorus. But then in the pre-chorus, it changes and it's more simple. But it's like held out notes rather than like a do 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 do. Like
and that adds to the tension of the pre-chorus. It just leaves you lingering on things.
Yes.
Rather than keeps it like the chorus and the verse just keep it kind of moving along, right?
It's interesting you're able to get the differences between the verse and the chorus and not changing the bass tonality in terms of, sort of the root note of the bass. Because it's quite hard to do. I mean, it's something I've tried to do a couple of times, and I know you can do that. Like you have, like one bass and you can put lots of different chords on top of it. And I can sort of do like 1 and 5, but I can never quite seem to make it work. And I know it's possible. And I suppose I could do enough research to figure it out. But it's quite effective, actually, the way that you were able to get like a very clearly different chorus from having the same bass note. I think so many people would try to change that bass note, but it kind of gives the song a nice coherence, which I thought was kind of cool.
So when you started this thing, you started with the beat. What came after? And a bunch of synth chords. Did you start singing melodies on? Like, did you make a loop on your computer, sort of thing, and then just sort of sing on top of it, or how did that work?
Yeah, I kind of used like the drum pattern as a stepping stone, and then I went into the bass after that because I knew I wanted a bass that was something like that, like the one that I had. And again, it wasn't the one that I wrote for the chorus. I think it's hard for me to remember because it was a while ago that I was fiddling with all this stuff, but I'm pretty sure I had a bass going. Like when I was saying, I want to take you to the sky, I had it like going the same in the background. And that was supposed to be the hook. And then it just didn't sound right. So I think that's actually what got me to change it to the pre-chorus. Because I was like, what if I held the notes and then came back to that bass, So I think that's what actually started me to thinking, oh, this is going to be the pre-chorus. But yeah, I did do all the instruments before I even started writing like vocals, and then I just completely changed it.
Oh, really? Okay. So you lay down the entire musical bed first.
Yeah, and then
is that with keyboard, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, I used like a MIDI keyboard to write the bass, and then I used just MIDI to do the synths and everything else, and even like section and everything. Like I just used MIDI, a MIDI keyboard.
I mean, that's how I work too. I do all the music and, and do the lyrics last, because
yes,
for me, lyrics are always a bit of a struggle. So that's how I get around that.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about production that much here, but I really did appreciate the production. It's very classic, almost time machine like. It's so cool. It just sounds so much of that era, and it works really well.
That's cool to hear. Again, when I went in with the song, I didn't come at it from a very technical standpoint, because I don't really have a background in like learning songwriting, like from school or anything. I was kind of just coming at it with a completely experimental angle, and I just had to like kind of screw around with it until it sounded right. And that's why it kind of took a while for it to come together, because I didn't really technically know what I was doing, I guess. I had made songs before, but this was the first one that I actually put out. So I was kind of just like, still feeling like I was experimenting. And then I was like, I feel like it came together. Like, I feel like sounds like something I want to put out. So yeah.
Did you produce this yourself, or did you work with a producer?
So I did produce it myself, but I have to give credit to the recording studio that I went to. It was Matte Black Records. And they helped me with some little things here and there. And like, even the way they edited like my vocals and stuff, it really like made the song into what it is. Like, I don't know, without that, I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it sound so crisp on my own. Like, the certain things that they did were just really cool. So yeah, and even getting it professionally recorded was that next step for me too, because I had made a ton of songs on my computer in my room, but I was like, they just don't quite sound professional enough to like put out there. So yeah, that's kind of what I did.
Yeah, that works really well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So when you go to perform this song, then would you use a backing track, or how would it work?
Yeah, I was actually just talking about that earlier today. I think I would like put just the harmonies in the background, and then pretty much just sing the lead the whole time.
No, but as far as the backing music, would that just be on a?
It would just
playback.
Like just a performance version of the song. I think that I would have to see how it sounds and see if it works, but I think that's what I would do, and then possibly have more going in the chorus as well, because I did also make a choreography to the song as well. So if I want to perform it, I would probably want to put a little dance break in there or something, just somehow to get it a little more interesting as a performance version. But it's definitely going to take me some time to figure that out. But for now, I will like just use the performance version and just remove the lead vocals and then just sing on top like that.
Would you ever work the other way? Like come up with this might be an ignorant question. I don't know, because I don't know anything about dance, but would you ever start with a dance and then be inspired by a dance to create some music? You know what I mean? Like interpret a dance into music as opposed to the other way?
Sometimes that does happen. And actually what I do sometimes is I have like a beat or like an instrumental, and then I like think of a dance, and then I think of lyrics, because I'm like going from that has happened to me before, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, sometimes.
Is that really a very conscious thing? Like these particular dance moves are interpreted as a happier lyric or a sadder lyric or a melancholy, or like can you equate dance moves to particular emotional qualities?
For me, it doesn't always feel that way when I'm initially choreographing. I just go off of like the vibe that I'm feeling of the song, or I go off of certain instruments to choreograph instead of like the words. But then a lot of the times when I choreograph, it kind of turns in, especially if I'm choreographing a group of people, like a group of dancers, it turns into a meaning that I didn't initially picture from the start. So that's why it's also cool if I have a group of people in front of me to work with and then I make a choreography, then it gives me ideas to have lyrics that mean something completely different. But I usually just go off of like the groove of the song and like the vibes at first and then just kind of see what it turns into.
Yeah, because there are a ton of songs out there. I would argue the majority of songs are like really happening and bopping, but if you actually start dissecting the lyric, it's really depressed and it's really sad and it's really it's really dark, right? And it doesn't reflect the boppiness of the music at all, but it happens all the time.
That does happen all the time. It is cool to experiment with dance in that way too. Like, oh, how can I make it like happy? But then there's like moments where some things like doesn't seem like it's the same if it says a certain lyric or something like that. It's always really cool to see how it turns out that way.
Has your songwriting process changed much since you started writing songs, do you think?
That's a good question. I think it has changed a little bit just because now I know certain things in order to be more strategic, like even creating a hook. Like I think in the beginning I would make a hook, but I didn't even know that it was a hook or something. I would just be writing random stuff and like seeing what sounds good to my ear. Whereas now I am a little bit more strategic about it and I'm able to do it quicker rather than like spending 6 months on one hook or something. Like if I really just don't know what I want, I'm able to like make it come together a lot faster, I think now. And even with my vocals and with melodies and with harmonies and stuff, like at first I just had no idea. So I would just try things until it sounded good. But now I kind of have more of an idea of like what I need to do to like complement the song or something like that. But other than that, I don't know if it's changed really like the process that I go through. I kind of always had the same process of how I wrote a song. But for me, the songs always come together differently. Like sometimes I start with like a lyric and then sometimes I start with a drum pattern. Sometimes I start with some dance idea or literally could be anything. And it just happens to be what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Because your chorus is really melodically rich and catchy. It's not a what's that special show we did a couple years ago about declarative choruses?
Declarative choruses, yeah.
Where the chorus is like 3 words and it's just like belted out of the top of your lungs. It's just like this really thing, right? And it seems, I mean, I'm generalizing a lot here, but it seems like modern pop songs in the last 20 years or so have gravitated less and less away from those kind of choruses. Like your choruses these days tend to have lots of words and more not meandering, but more melody, more words. They're not just like this big declarative thing anymore. You don't hear that much anymore. And I wonder, like, do you ever flip that way, like write a chorus that's like 3 words and just belt it out?
That's actually interesting. I would like to experiment with that. I feel like it's interesting with it being older versus newer that used to happen, because I feel like they did used to go off of like singers and like vocalists a lot more, and now it's like there's so much editing you can do and there's so much like you can do to make it sound, or even like electronic kind of digital-y sounding music is like a whole new genre too, right? But I think that would be really interesting to experiment with. I don't know if I've ever written a song where the chorus is like that, just because I also just love when it's like danceable and like it makes you want to get up and move, and that's how I feel like I gravitate. But I'm still experimenting so much with genres, and I want to be able to write every genre and just do anything, because if you just write the same way all the time, it gets boring really fast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, write a country song.
Well, and it also, I think also as a songwriter, you start drying up because you just keep on doing the same thing, and after a while you've done all the things within that genre. You need to experiment, at least on your own, and try doing this kind of music, and it doesn't work, but it's still worthwhile to expand the brain a bit. But that's an interesting point, Neil, about the lack of declarative choruses, because I was thinking back, and I can't think of one in the last little while that has just
that's what I mean.
one word.
And I think it's actually, in some ways, it's the opposite of what you're saying, Emma. I feel like nowadays it is more singer focused. You know what I mean? Like you think about like, you know, Roxanne. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
it's one thing, and that was a 3-piece rock band. You know, like there's guitar and the drums, and there's all the focuses of all the focal points of that music. It wasn't necessarily about singing that. You know, it was about all the reggae rock beats and all the rest of the stuff that the Police had, right? So it's like, but nowadays I feel like it is, because when it comes down to it, like your music bed is pretty simple. Like it's that really nice groovy bass line. It's a simple beat, synth pad chords. You know, it's there, but it's really there to support your vocal. Your vocal and the melodies is the star of this song, clearly.
Yeah.
Right. There's not even an instrumental break with a solo of some kind or anything like that. It's all vocal throughout, and that's what it is. That's what I mean about it's very singer focused these days.
That is true. And maybe that's because I don't know if that could be because we don't play instruments as much. Like we don't have as many bands nowadays.
It's true.
Yeah. That's something. There's something there too. Yeah.
And in fact, I think I was watching a show on the UK, and they were saying that, like 15 years ago, about 70% of the #1 hits were by bands. And he says now there's like no hits by bands.
Crazy.
BTS. That's the only one that's considered a band.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I think Rick Beato on YouTube has talked about this on a couple of his videos, or gone back over like, #1 hits from 20 years ago. There were like 5 or 6 bands. You go #1 hits from 40 years ago. They were all bands. All of them. All the hits are bands. Nowadays, it's like maybe one.
Yeah.
Maybe one. All solo artists or these collaborative songs of some kind, right?
The songs with like 15 different singers.
Well, 15 different writers for sure.
That's true. So what are your plans for this song? Are you gonna put this out onto an album and releasing it as a single, or?
I did. I released it as a single, and then I actually did a music video as well that I'm working on editing right now. And
cool.
I shot it down in Mexico, so it's gonna be really cool. It's like that's not what I was expecting for the video at all. I was originally gonna actually try to make a music video like in my room, and what I could do with editing and like see if I could make it like a cute little like digital thing and just do like simpler stuff. But then, I was there and I was like, it would be really cool to do like a whole beach type of thing and like, I don't know, just see what I can do. And so I made up a little choreography for it. And then, I made a video. So hopefully that'll be ready soon-ish that I can put that out. And then, I'm really excited about that.
Wow. That sounds exciting.
Well, so much music is
just if you can do it in Mexico.
Right?
Yeah. And so much music is being, found on YouTube. So it is definitely a worthwhile thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's the next song that you're working on?
So I'm working on a couple. I'm working on one right now that's like also it's kind of has the same vibe. It's like very poppy, very groovy. But it's also really different. I think it's I like it a lot better. Like I already am feeling like it's just so much better than the last one because I just think it's super catchy. And every time I hear it, I just want to get up and like, I don't know. I'm excited. But I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish that one. But the beat is really cool. It kind of reminds me of like Bruno Mars. Like it's super like just groovy and really cool. And I'm working with a new producer on that. So that's been exciting because it's been a lot more collaborative. And then there's ideas that me like just being kind of a beginner in the sense of like producing and that kind of stuff, I wouldn't think to do certain things. And then to collaborate with someone who's such a professional in like actual music production has been super just like, I don't know, just super inspiring and like just helping me take that next step to like get it better, you know? So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, it's always an amazing thing when you when you hook up with a collaborator that you just click with, producer or not, even if a co-songwriter or whatever, but producer too. If you just click with them, then magic kind of happens. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's why being in a band is great, even though nobody wants to buy them.
Right?
Yeah,
It's still fun.
It's still fun. Great. Okay, I think I'm hearing the band. That's a band.
That's a band. Well, actually, no, it's not. But anyways,
We'll pretend.
yeah.
Sounds like it is. That's all the time we have on Song Talk Radio. Special thanks to Emma Kay. Where can our listeners find out more about you and hear some more music?
So I'm Emma K on Spotify and Apple Music, and then Emma____K on all social media.
One more time. One more time. One more time. Emma underscore.
Emma, and then 3 underscores, and then K. On
Okay. Very smart.
Probably what was available, right? Okay, great. Okay, we'll put links to that on the show post for this episode. We want to hear from you too, so please send us your comments on Facebook or Instagram to @SongTalkRadio, or send us an email, feedback@songtalk.ca. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for live performance videos and full episodes, and subscribe today to the Song Talk Radio podcast on your favorite podcast provider. And please support us at our Patreon page. You can visit songtalk.ca/support. Thank you to everyone who supported us so far. You can find links to all the products, books, and web services we mentioned on the show on the resources page on the website. And please visit us at our next monthly Song Talk meetup. Whether you're in Toronto for our in-person meetups or anywhere in the world for our online meetups, it's free to join on Eventbrite and free to attend the meetup. Bring a song and a lyric sheet and get constructive feedback from other songwriters. Stop by songtalk.ca for the link. You can follow me at neilmodi.com. You can follow Phil.
PhilEmery.ca.
And Emma, Instagram is a place to find you? Is that where you post the most?
Yeah, Instagram's probably the best place.
Yeah. I've seen your Instagram. It's really fun.
Thank you.
It's fun and bopping. And be sure to stop by the website at songtalk.ca to browse past shows and find out how you can be a guest. Thanks for tuning in, and keep on
writing. Good night, everyone. All right.
Okay, that was cool.
Stuff. Yeah,
It was great.
Thanks for having me, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's such a neat tune because it's so true to that. Like it's great. I really liked it.
I had it going through my head all afternoon actually, because I listened to it this morning. I was like, damn, that chorus just sticks.
I love that.
But it'll be interesting to see what the next one is, because if that's even better.
I think, in my opinion, it's like, I just like it better. Like, I feel like it's, I don't know, it's more interesting. Like, there's more dynamic in it, I guess. But
all right, so new kid on the block.
Yeah. It's got lots of things going on. Is that?
Yeah. I think a little more going on for sure.
Right on.
Well, actually, ideally, you always want your latest song to be your favorite song.
That is true. That would be ideal.
Yeah. So you're doing okay.
I guess so.
Right, so we will edit this over the weekend, and then we post it, and we'll send you an email. And if you could forward it on to all your friends and your social media, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
great.
I definitely will.
Cool beans. Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
thanks for coming.
Thanks so much. It was great stuff. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good night. Cheers.
You too.